Alright, welcome everyone to the stream. As you may be aware, WWE is releasing a lot, and I mean a lot of people. Um, there has been how many releases so far?
21.
21 releases, and
Possibly more.
possibly more. And a lot of people are saying WWE's heartless, saying all this stuff. And I wanted to talk about it and give my opinion on the whole situation.
And mine.
Yeah, and him, he's here too.
Subscribe to All Star Extreme Wrestling.
They know what to do. Okay, I have 10 subscribers. Okay, you have 261.
I have 161. I need 200 though, so subscribe.
Again, 10.
You signed up for that one.
Okay. Anyway, so as you may be aware, WWE has released 21 individuals from their contracts and backstage people from their contracts. Now, does this mean that they are gone completely? I don't think so. What I think could possibly happen is that they're releasing all these, jobbers slash people that aren't being used right now. And, it sucks, but if they're not being used, then there's nothing that they can do about it. Because right now, with this stupid virus going around, it's not good. And you seem aggravated. But people need to realize that at the end of the day, it's a business. A business needs to do what a business has to do, because if they keep every single person there and have to pay every single person there, they're going to lose all their money eventually. Because, as you may be aware, XFL tanked. The XFL is no longer. The XFL is canceled, done, erased. Again, which is sad because I thought it could have worked this time. But the fact is, they don't have a lot of money. And if you're calling them heartless, if you're calling them all this stuff, it's ridiculous. I've been unemployed now for weeks. My job had to do it. Am I mad? Yeah, I've been mad. I haven't had a check in forever. Thankfully I don't live alone. Thankfully I don't have to pay bills. So I'm good. But I understand why some people would be upset with it, because at the worst time they do this. But at the same time, it's a business. I don't see anyone. If you're gonna call WWE out, then call out your job, because you got let off too. If you're still working, good job. You're in essential business. You're out there. You're doing what you gotta do. Stay safe. Good job. But the fact is, it's gonna hit everyone. I don't care who you are, AEW or not. You're gonna get hit too. New Japan could get hit with this. TNA could get hit with this. A lot of these businesses could get hit very, very bad. And it sucks. So if you're going to condemn WWE for releasing these people, then if AEW does it, then you have to do it for AEW. Because if you don't do it for AEW, then you are a big time hypocrite at this point.
All right. So what I sounded aggravated over. The one that I commented to Pro Wrestling Galaxy about not ruining guys and needing to cut them or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
He said, no, duh, I'm saying WWE does nothing but sign guys they don't need and ruin them. I said, I disagree. WWE has a large roster, yes, but many of the people just released were not ruined. It just sucks that they got released for this reason. And then the guy who mentioned 100 thing said close to 100 is what I meant. Lots of people are losing their entire lives working jobs. Which, yeah, it's true, but it's nowhere near close to 100. I said, once it loads, I said, come on. I said 21 to 25, and I put like the star thing. People are losing jobs everywhere. It just sucks, but it's going to happen in the world. Did I know that? It just sucks to see. No, you just got corrected. I don't like people that over exaggerate like that.
Neither do I.
Especially like in serious conversations.
Mm-hmm. And it's gonna hit everyone, and that's the thing that a lot of people aren't understanding. And everyone's just another thing that like people are doing. They're blowing their gas stick immediately when they could come back immediately.
They're doing more cuts than just releasing people. They're reducing executive salaries. they're cutting talent expenses, and they're pausing the new HQ construction.
That's
So
a lot of
this is
things.
all legitimately for financial reasons, which is perfectly fine. They're a business. It's gonna happen.
And if you're gonna blow your lid on it, then you gotta fix it. You shouldn't blow your lid on it because
Cleveland Browns just released their uniforms. Let's see how garbage they are.
oh my goodness.
Oh wait, no, they went back to their old looks.
Let me see.
Sort of, kind of, I think.
Yeah. Anyway, don't blow your gasket on this. I like that a lot. I like the brown ones a lot. But don't blow your gasket because what's it gonna do?
Right.
I guarantee you, Vince is probably sitting there hurt. Even if Vince isn't hurt, I guarantee you, Triple H, Stephanie, everyone who's involved that has released someone is probably sitting there crying or very upset because of the circumstances right now. And the fact is, NXT stars right now that are wrestling about to right now, are their futures are up endeavor too. It sucks. It's a business. Business has to do what business has to do. And if AEW thinks they can snatch all these people or continue to do what they're going to do, I'm sorry, but it's going to fail. It really will fail if they don't cut people. Because didn't Cody say they have a big roster? They haven't announced everyone. If you have a big roster and this is happening right now, you might have to cut some people.
I don't even think it matters if your roster is big or not. Even if he hasn't announced some people, the roster is huge. They have enough of a roster to cover 2 shows. They have what's Dark. It called? Dynamite and Dark, right?
Mm-hmm.
So they're gonna get hit with this, and all AEW marks are gonna feel so stupid because as soon as it happens, people better be saying that Cody Rhodes is a fucking dick.
They won't.
Because that's what they're saying about Vince right now. And Vince, unfortunately, is trying to keep a company running that has been running since what, the 60s?
Pretty sure Vince McMahon Senior
had when it was like WWF or whatever.
Oh, WWF or something
when it was like the original, like what Vince his father started.
Yeah, because he did like the New York thing.
Yeah,
he did like that upper area, and like there was other dimensions. It was a weird thing. It was like a weird little thing. But the fact was, Vince's dad told him don't buy him, but Vince disobeyed and bought everything and made it WWF, and then it had to be switched to WWE, and it went to WWE, and it was just like, oh man.
Well, ultimately, he's trying to keep a company running that has been running for years.
Right.
It sucks that the financial standpoint is where it is, but small businesses are hurting even more about it.
If you're a small business, you're screwed right now. I'm sorry.
My job is a small business.
Yeah,
we've only been around since September.
Yeah, your guys are kind of screwed.
So there's a chance where when things do get better, I won't be going back to work.
Even that, like, the fact is, the movie theaters, the MCU,
mm-hmm.
they're going bankrupt right now.
Yeah.
And you gotta think, look how long they've been around. It's gonna hurt people, and if it's hurting WWE, it's gonna hurt these smaller individual things. The only thing that's really not getting hurt right now are restaurants, because people can just do caters or DoorDash or Grubhub or Uber Eats.
I think the thing that sucks the most about it, and it's not Vince's fault, because XFL was
entertaining.
Well, yeah, obviously XFL was awesome. I can't believe that. I didn't watch the old XFL, but I didn't hear good things about it.
They try to make it weird with XFL.
But the XFL was doing great before it ended, and when Vince started it, he had that expectation in mind. He was doing great things with it. People were following along, and it even to an extent had wrestling in it, right? Didn't people do wrestling, like poses and
Yeah, the people in the crowd did some of that stuff.
And there was like wrestling themes when they were played or sometimes or
Well,
whatnot.
that's in everything now. Like even in college, like Ohio State Stadium played Nakamura's theme song.
So on their Instagram, they would always do wrestling things. If you ever saw it. Well, the thing that sucks is nobody shot at Vince when that completely died. But now that he's trying to avoid his other company completely dying, people are talking mad shit about him. I respect Vince so freaking much. Vince might be a crazy old man, and he might do some dumb stuff. But right now, this isn't him doing dumb stuff. This is trying to keep the main entertainment that is on TVs right now, because, you know, wrestling's an essential business, continuing. And if he's struggling with that, it's going to show who else is going to struggle.
Everyone's struggling. My workplace is probably struggling right now because I work for a car company. Ain't no one buying cars right now. Who you think buying a car?
I wish I had my job because I would go and get a car, another car, because right now is a great time to do it.
Besides you, that's the only freaking people.
And millionaires.
Well,
normal people can't get a car right now.
Yeah, no one that has a right mind would get a car. But the fact is, this thing has hurt more than anything, and eventually, when this thing is gone, which I hope to God is soon, because I want to go back to work. I want things to go back to normal. I want, wrestling to go back to normal. I want AEW to go back to normal. I want things to go back to normal. And it just feels like it's never going to happen because it's just like no matter what we do, it gets worse. And it's getting worse and worse. Like 7,000 people have it now in Ohio. That's a lot of people. That's a lot of people. I think
there's like 20,000 deaths or something.
It's like worldwide, we have the most deaths right now. We have more than China, and China is just now starting to get back to normal.
China's also seen a resurgence of the disease.
Yeah, that too.
I'm gonna go grab that Pepsi.
It's just a sad thing that's been going on, and I don't understand why, all these businesses people get like the shame for it. And the fact is, they shouldn't. Not all big businesses should get crapped on because of them deciding to lay people off or stuff like that. Yeah, it sucks. You don't have a job. You ain't getting money.
There are millions of other people right now.
Look at New York. Like, I hate to say it, but look at freaking New York. New York literally had to find a giant pile of dirt and literally dig a giant grave. Like,
that was proven false.
It was?
So the grave stuff was real, but it was already there for like people who passed away, but their families couldn't claim them. So the coronavirus victims that weren't being claimed were going there as well. That's all that was.
Okay, so CNN lied.
Yes, CNN lies a lot.
CNN is what Trump says, false news. And it sucks. Like, I'm 20, you're 18. We're not obviously business people here. But we know the fact is...
Well.
Okay. Okay.
Okay. I know how to run a business.
Not a big business.
And my point, I run a small business. I know how this shit's affected.
But we know the long-term effects. Like, yes, this sucks. But what would you rather have right now? Letting these people get released right now, or have it just destroy WWE in general and basically be like, okay, we're screwed. We can't do nothing. We can't pay you guys. We're going to have to shut down. And then the only thing, and then what's the other one going to do? Just sit there and do the same thing, or they're going to just, continue to do what they want to do?
Right.
And I feel like that's what they're going to do. They're going to continue to do what they want to do. And eventually it's going to come around and bite them in the butt.
AW, All Elite is in for a really, really rude awakening.
And I know like a lot of people probably hate it when I go off on them, but they need this rude awakening. We thought it would be sooner, but maybe it's going to be right now. But who knows? And their fans desperately need it.
What fans? They're in empty arenas too.
The fans that they still have saying it's better than WWE. when it's not. It's just this giant spot fest with no story. That's all AEW is. And I've said it, I'm going to keep saying it. I'm not going to watch it until they decide to do something different. Because, first off, the Inner Circle and Death Triangle, everyone craps about WWE's name. What type of names are those? And like I said, I am happy for the business because, for one, it's giving people that may not succeed in WWE a chance to make a character and, make something out of nothing. But the fact is, no matter what happens, I don't care if you're in TNA. I don't care if you're in New Japan. I don't care if you're in AEW. I don't care if you're in freaking indie shows. Your main goal is to get to that company. That's the second time he's done that. That is your main goal. Your main goal is to get to that company, make a name for yourself, sell your merch, get people behind you, get that title. And some people just can't handle it.
You got people like the Revival who take it for granted.
That was another thing I wanted to talk about was all these people that got released. The Revival got released right before this thing happened. And
I wonder if that's what started it.
What, them?
The Revival getting released. I wonder what's that. That's what was the very start of this. Because they were released immediately.
Mm-hmm. So maybe. But the thing is, I don't want to hear anyone say they ruined the Revival. They really didn't. They had NXT Tag Team Championships. They've had Raw Tag Team Championships. And they've had SmackDown Tag Team Championships. They were used good. They may have not had the best angles sometimes, but they were still used good. They still got titles. And that's the thing that bugs the crap out of me with talent. Is the fact is they're going to complain because they're not being used the way they want to be used. Not everyone can be a serious face or serious heel. Their gimmick was fist, no flight, or something like that. No flight, no fist, something like that. I like the Revival.
Fists, not flips.
Yeah, fist, not flips. That worked for them because they didn't. Well, Dash kind of did. Dash kind of did some flips. But yeah, they were good. I liked them. But the fact is, they always complain because they didn't get what they deserved. And it's the same thing with Rusev. Rusev was another one. Rusev complained so much, and I understand why he did, especially with the Rusev Day thing. The fact that Vince should have put the title on him. I know you don't like Rusev, but during that time, okay, no, during that time when he was super over, and super just his merch was going through the sale. Should have put the title on. That was the one thing Vince didn't do, and the one thing Vince probably regrets right
now. Mid-card title.
World title.
Not world title.
World title. He would have exploded that world title to so far it wouldn't have mattered. I know you don't like Rusev, but like you said, business is business. Vince would have got a lot of business if he would have put that big title on Rusev when he was super over with Happy Rusev. With Rusev Day. I keep saying Happy Rusev Day. I don't know why I keep saying Happy Rusev Day. But Rusev Day, when it was in its prime, when it was getting over, he should have gave that belt to Rusev. And it sucked that he didn't. I liked Rusev. I thought he was a very unique wrestler, a very unique character. And he got released. He got what he wanted, but he complained. He always complained because he didn't get what he wanted. Again, something I don't like because you get these people that are just going to complain and complain and complain. Eventually, if you complain so much, I'm just going to release you at that point. Like, okay, fine, go to New Japan, go somewhere, go make a name that you already had there. You've already done everything there. Go do that again.
And honestly, one thing that I told you that I'm worried about, but today they released, other than Gallows and Anderson, Leo Rush, and other than them, They released people who hasn't been on TV in a while.
Yeah, when was the last time we seen EC3?
EC3 we haven't seen for a while. He's been on main event, but it's today they released people who weren't used. What's gonna happen if when they get through the people that they don't use, they still need to release more people? They're gonna start coming towards the bigger stars with big contracts. Brock, see you later. Get out of here.
Goldberg, honestly.
Goldberg and Brock, that's what they should have done. They should have released part-timers first.
Yeah. Hate to say it, Cena, bye.
Part-timers are getting paid the most for showing up the least.
Hate to say it, see you bye, Edge.
Unless Edge's full-time. Edge signed a full-time contract.
If you sign a full-time contract, why isn't he on every Raw and every SmackDown?
Because that was that storyline. Injured. And now they're just waiting. But he signed them. He signed full-time contract plus wrestling.
Okay.
But even then, even if he was signed part-time, he still shows up enough to make the part-time fit. I'm meaning the part-time wrestlers that get to pick and choose their moments. Goldberg, Lesnar, Cena, unfortunately. Cena makes enough money from the movies. He can retire right now and live for the rest of his life.
Same thing with Rock.
Right. The Rock, these guys, they're part-timers, meaning they'll always eventually come back.
Mm-hmm.
Clear the cap space now, and then when things get better, re-sign them instead of letting go of talent that's going to find another source of income. I hate saying it, but a lot of them are about to sign with AEW. Simply because it's the only other wrestling promotion on right now.
Well,
that's why Hardy did it.
But then again, if they sign, they're in trouble.
Yeah.
It's going to just cause a rippling effect.
It is. And it sucks. And it sucks to say it because AEW is going to get rid of a lot of their roster too. But it's business. They're not going to look at it that way. They're going to look at it exactly like I'm saying it. They need a source of income. That's what I'm doing right now. I don't want to go to work at Walmart. I don't want to possibly work in fast food. But you know what? If it's paying, I need money. I got a car payment. I got a phone bill. I got insurance payments. So, unfortunately,
it's how the cookie crumbles.
Right. Now, some of them, EC3, Gallows and Anderson, they might have some money to be able to sit back on. But at the same time, look at Heath Slater. Look at the whole storyline that they had with him. He needed the job. Because he had kids.
Those kids don't matter now.
They don't. Because this is real life.
It sucks.
Oh, that's
no,
good.
No, go to bed. Okay. It's interesting. But at the same time, there's so much stuff that needs to happen.
Mm-hmm.
And if they all go there, let's say every single one of them goes to AEW. It's not going to do much.
Right.
They're not going to be Matt Hardy, Brody Lee, Chris Jericho, Dean Ambrose type levels, and it's just going to show why if you go there, you're not going to succeed. Perfect example: Ty Dillinger, Sean Spears.
Mm-hmm.
Look what he's been doing. It's just something for me that I hope that a lot of people will understand. Just the fact that they only did this because if they didn't do it now, they'd be in trouble. And, AEW has that backing of that owner of the Jaguars. He's going to run out of money during this time because if it keeps going, it's already affected college's spring games. It's affected college football, period. If it keeps doing that, it's going to affect the NFL. And he's going to lose money, and then it's going to keep losing money, and then what's he going to tell Cody? We're going to have to cut people. He's going to cut people. And it's going to have to happen. And it's just, people need to realize it's a business at the end of the day. If they don't do it now.
I hate that I got to use the person that they put on here.
They have to do it.
Yeah.
It sucks. I really wish they didn't have to, but it's a business at the end of the day. Who knows? Maybe that they release them and they'll come back. They come back and like nothing happened. Everything goes back to normal. But it's the fact that WWE doesn't have that merch sales. They don't have the ticket sales. They don't have the bonuses anymore. They don't have that stuff.
They're relying on two things:
TV views
the network.
and
the network's free right now.
that's another thing that they keep frigging up is that they gotta stop saying get this for free.
Well, even outside of the month free, you can just simply get the network for free right now, just like a lot of different networks and subscription guards to get people to stay inside.
Mm-hmm.
But it sucks. It really does. Then we gotta make videos like this talking about it. I'm done talking about it. I want to start talking about real Mania results, and Money in the Bank results, and the fans' reactions, and our AEW, and updates about that. Like, we were supposed to start that 2 weeks ago. We didn't get to this match. Even though, again, wrestling's an essential business.
But
it sucks.
It does. Just everyone, just keep your head up. Keep your head up, because when we beat this and everything goes back to normal, everything's gonna be fine, and that's gonna be the good thing. And I'm still calling him a sellout. Still calling him a sellout. If he would have, if I give him the props for going what he did, but the fact is, he went on the hype train and he did what he did. If he wouldn't have done it, if this thing wouldn't have been around, if he would have went to Impact New Japan, I would have been fine. He did, but just keep your heads up. WWE, don't blame Vince. Blame the stupid virus. Everything's gonna be okay because you don't know what could happen. They get released and then who knows, the next 2 weeks it's gone and then everything goes back to normal and crowds are back, tickets are back, everything's back, and then they get them back. They sign them right back. They're like, okay, we got the money, come back. There you go. It's what's gonna happen. I can picture, it being a terrible thing right now, but at the end, it could be the best thing that could ever happen.
The lightning is our thing.
Okay.
Or he turns heel over the entrance.
But just keep y'all's heads up. AEW marks, please shut up. Wrestling fans, stop complaining. All the bull crap that I keep saying, it's never gonna change. Just enjoy it. Stop complaining.
Realize that right now, even with All Elite, yeah, they got some cringy fans. Shit they do stupid. But man, you gotta respect that even them are open right now and giving people entertainment.
I respect it.
Right now, WWE and All Elite are taking big risks for their performers, for the people backstage, for the producers, for everyone who works there. They're taking risks because there's definitely more than 10 people. And frankly enough, I love wrestling to death. That's my goal when everything gets back is AEW, work on that wrestling school. Those are my main priorities. But unfortunately, wrestling should not be an essential business right
now.
No. I don't know how Vince pulled that off.
Maybe
because he's good with Trump.
Maybe.
Because Trump was the one who announced it. It wasn't... He announced that. So Trump announced that. And then Trump named Vince McMahon as one of the people that when the economy can get back, one of the people to help kickstart the economy again. Yeah.
That's
Skill versus Nature made a video about it.
That's some big time balls.
So Vince has some high status.
It is. But yeah, just keep y'all's heads up. Keep doing y'all. Keep being good. Stop complaining. All the stuff. Just stop complaining. That's the one thing out of all this that I can't stand. It's like, why complain when y'all can, watch and have fun. But just do y'all. Um, I feel bad for people getting released. It sucks. Business is business. Hopefully they can find another income, or hopefully they can get another job or something. But let's just keep our heads up. Let's keep going. Let's finish this fight. Let's get rid of this stupid thing.
Government virus.
China government virus. I'm probably gonna get taken down for that. This stream will not see the light of day. But just keep y'all's heads up. Stop complaining. Stop whining, and just enjoy it. Because one day, if y'all keep complaining, one of these days, it could be gone. And that's gonna be the funny thing. One of these days, wrestling could be gone from the face of Earth, and people are gonna be like, "I miss wrestling." I was like, "Didn't you complain about it like 10 years ago?" So just stop complaining about it. Enjoy it because it's here. Enjoy it because they're risking their lives. To be honest, Roman was risking his life, and he pulled out because he was like, "I have a family." But stop complaining. Enjoy what you can. If you don't want to enjoy it, then don't watch it. Plain and simple. I seen Twitter. I went on Twitter and I was just like, "What was the point of even complaining when it's just squash matches? Who cares?"
I will say, one thing I'm really happy WWE's done is pre-Mania, every Raw and every SmackDown had a review of a match that already happened. It just turned on the match and made people watch it. Mm-hmm. Now, they're actually having matches on TV. And it makes me wonder if they just did that to help get to Mania without drawing out storylines, which makes sense. But it just sucks, man. There's so much that could be said about it that unfortunately can't be put into words.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, we're gonna end the stream there. Just give a little update since I haven't been on in a while. Just keep y'all's heads up. Keep doing y'all. Stop complaining. Stop whining.
Stay safe.
Yeah, stay safe. See ya.